the head, walk to the head. You got this right there. I like the finish position both those guys had. If some of you guys feel like they wrap more, we can just focus on shooting that more of that. Okay? But does everybody have the thought process here?
Coach, you remember this summer we were saying PPP? That was maybe helping some of these guys, right? We have whatever P, punch or pull, you kind of interchange, but pull, punch, pivot, or and one thing I think helps too with extend that arm is when we talk about punch, not only just punching out, I think about trying to punch him in the ear with my bicep.
Bicep.
Yeah, but that guarantees that my arm is getting extended there.
And actually, I've always thought my bicep's going to hit him in the jaw. He's being nice as the ear, but when I extend and I hit him with my bicep in the jaw, I'll tell you, it'll kind of knock him a little loopy there too. They won't even know what the heck hit him. So you guys understand what Coach said? PPP. Yeah. Push, pull, punch. Is that right, Coach?
Pull, punch, pivot.
Pull, punch, pivot.
But if you push, it could be a
Quad P.
Yeah, I don't know.
Quad P.
We already know push and pull, right? But so for the headlock, those three. But there's also that step too. So
Pull, punch, pivot. Right? Anybody need to see it again? Everybody got, hey, listen, remember now? Can't do it fast, so we can do it slow, right? Oh, Adrian, you got a question? Okay, who wants to show it? Okay. Remember, we got to make sure we punch. We got inside position, right there. Okay, so here's what I would tell you. I would tell you that if you're wrapping before you hit the mat, then you didn't punch like we would like you to. If we're punching here, as I'm going down, my arm's still going to be out here. I probably won't start wrapping until I get you to the mat.
Here's what I would observe about that is you punched and then pulled. These need to happen at the same time to create that torque in the body, okay?
Okay? That makes sense? Okay? Yes?
It's actually possible.
All right, whatever. We're not going to get into semantics here. Want to go out and work this with partner? Let's just go partner. Let's go one-on-one partner. Ready, 1, 2. All right, here we go. Here we go.
Yeah.
Hip down. Hip down. Your left leg should be out front. Your top leg, yeah, that's what I want to see right there. Let's go. I got 1 rep. Oh, Sebastian had the first rep and already had rep. Second rep here. Top leg out front. Top leg is out front. Top leg is out front. Yes, carry on. Hey, carry on. I want your hand. I want his biceps. You go down on his wrist here. I want your other one's biceps like that. Remember, we had that bicep. All right, man. Here. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Top leg should be out front. Walk it to the head.
Second up.
Remember, we're going to punch. Pull and punch.
Penetration steps in between. That
bicep should be.
You see it. That bicep don't pivot, and then you took your other step.
Get that short. Oh, don't step outside.
You gotta go with me, buddy. There you go.
Your top leg should be your lead leg out front there. Your top leg should be your lead leg. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You fixed it. Don't forget now, okay? Big step. Big step in the right. Big step in the right. And now from here, you grab your feet. Sag down. Sag down. Yes. All the way over here. You go there like that. See it? Right here. So, right here. Right in between legs. Okay, so the first thing that touched the mat on you was your knee. I want the first thing you touched the mat on you.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes, see, that was it. That was perfect.
First thing, I'm actually breaking his fall for him. Turn your hip. Make it your hip. Now hit the head throw. First thing that hits the mat is your hip.
Push, pull, punch.
See, that's how I want you to make those corrections. Stick with it.
Walk towards his head. Right there. Walk towards his head. Good. Throw that. Yep. Throw that shoulder down to his chest. Shoulder down to his chest.
You're forcing his body to go. You're also pulling, and then you're just pivoting. So basically, you're still, you're not coming around.
Big step between his legs. With your right foot. Big step between his legs.
Since
Push.
Feel how off balance
Step.
you are.
Pull right there.
Your head.
Yeah. Now your right hip's gonna be the first thing that hits the mat now. You're gonna turn to your right hip. Yeah. That was your knee. Make that your hip. That's better. Okay, now walk to the head. Now your top leg, your left leg should be out front.
You're working.
Now, you should front again. The other hip. Your top leg should be out front. No, that's your bottom leg. Top leg. Pivot. Shoulder in the chest.
Okay, nope, stop, right there, anywhere where you're at. This leg, this between here, okay? That's
Guys, your top leg should be out front.
There you go.
And nice wide base. Walk to the head.
Hips down, pull this arm up. Yeah, that's right. Pull that arm up. Right there. See what you did is you slipped, you let go. You should still be down here, okay? You should always hold on to that.
Please, that penetration. All right, looking better. Couple more here. Couple more. Make sure your hip is the first thing to hit, not your knee.
You got this leg has to be
That
your
right
lead leg.
leg, with your penetration leg, should stay straight.
like this.
You gotta start this all today, make sure you're on the inside before you start. If you're on the inside, again, you're not gonna feel that way. So that's why we say we'll do.
That's not it. That's the
There.
It's on me.
That was good. Hey, you were right at wrist. I'm not on the biceps. Biceps is not tighter there on that arm.
Boys, come away from the wall. You're falling into the wall. That's a lot better. It's just push and right as you fall.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a moment where he's gonna be out of position. So here's the thing.
So it's hard to do it. Just do it. Back it up.
And time. Back to the red line. Now, we will continue to hit these reps because there is a place in wrestling for a head throw. It's just not every time, we go up there, that's all we're looking for. Okay? And so many times I wait too long. Here's what I'll tell you guys. I was telling Coach Murphy today that over at Council Bluffs, we got hit with a couple that weren't very good. But I will tell you that our reaction to them wasn't very good. Okay? And I know for a fact, we go to Millard North. I know there's going to be people that hit head throws on us. So while we'll continue to hit them and practice them and be able to do them ourselves, this next part is really, really more important. Yeah. I got the defense. I'll take you to the defense. Because there's 3 different stages to the defense that I teach. 3 different stages. And it kind of comes down to how effective he is and how aware you are. Okay? So think about this. Think about, we tell you guys that we don't want to give up inside position, right? So if a guy is on inside position, number one, we gotta get rid of that. We gotta take care of that. We don't give up inside position, okay? Number two, if he's got inside position, if he's doing some jerking, kind of pushing and pulling, there's a chance head throw's coming. He's got a head throw on his mind. These are things that we need to be thinking about. These are things that we need to be aware of. If we don't give up that inside position to begin with, we don't have to worry about it. But if he's got it and he starts pushing and pulling, you better understand that's a possibility. Okay? So I teach the defense in 3 stages. Okay? Stage 1 is as he throws it, I'm going to duck it. I'm going to slip it. Okay, so I kind of felt it coming. He did the push pull, and as he goes to pull, I'm just going to duck underneath it, and I'm going to come around behind it. I'm going to have Tate and Mason come out here. We got it. A little bit. Okay, so I'm going to have Mason hit this. So Mason's going to be inside position. So I'm coaching Tate, and I'm saying, Tate, hey, he's got inside position. He's got inside position. Tate's not listening to me for whatever reason. And so what I want is I want Mason to push, pull, and then he's going to pull and step, and then try to hit it. I want Tate to duck underneath it. Right there. Boom. Duck underneath it. Right there. So Tate gets around there. What do we do? Thank you. Pinch or tackle or what?
Pinch and lift.
Pinch and lift or tackle. One of those 2 things. Make sure we lock around the waist. Make sure we secure the waist. But the whole idea of this is to, number one, not give up the head throw. Okay, so our whole, when we're drilling this, we're not even going to practice pinch and lift or tackle at this point. You get around behind, you secure the waist, and that's good. I'm more concerned that you can feel. So I'm going to want the guy hitting the head throw, hit a decent head throw. Don't hit a sloppy head throw, hit a decent head throw. He's got to feel it. He's got to duck it. See if Mason can duck Tate's head throw here. Push, pull, boom, right there. That's what I call stage 1. That's what I call stage 1. That's the earliest way, that's the quickest way to defend the head throw. Okay, does that make sense? So if we don't, what's our best thing that we can do to not get head thrown? What about inside? We're inside. Yes, we are inside. What about inside? What about inside control?
Don't let him get outside.
Don't give up inside control, right? And I'm going to show you a couple other things. We talked about coming underneath. I'm going to show you a couple other things we can do if he has inside control. Let's not give up inside control. We need to recognize that. I watch us wrestling live in here sometimes. We got some guys wrestling out there in outside position. We should never be giving up inside control. Okay? So this is stage 1, head throw defense. What are we doing? Why are we looking that way? Why is everybody looking that way? What are we doing? Stage 1, what are we doing? Anybody? No, we're doing that, but what do? We're ducking it. We're ducking it, securing the waist. That's what I want to see. We don't have to take him down to the mat at this point. I just want to see us do that. Got it? Ready, 1, 2? Here we go.
Stage 1.
Stage 1.
Duck it. Duck the throw.
Duck it. Feel it? Duck it.
Good, Mason. Mason got it.
Okay, first drop's for Mason.
So duck out here, Rodion. Yep. And lock. Duck and lock.
Get underneath it. Yep. You gotta shrug your shoulders, change the level. Get out of Oh, you didn't throw a good head throw. Throw that head throw. You guys throw your head throw. If he doesn't duck it, we gotta work on that. It may not always be
Try
pretty.
to throw it or just duck.
Right? Well, take it out.
Duck.
No, take it down.
You know it's coming. You feel it coming.
There you go. There you go.
No, it's just
Duck it, duck it, duck it.
there you go.
You got me your hand on the elbow.
Yes, yes. Feel it coming, feel it coming. Recognize, giving up inside position is not good.
Take a back step just to come back in. Oh, hell no.
Hey, like
You're not gonna do that.
somebody's ready to take him down.
Get the rep out of that. Get in there.
Secure the
push
way.
him, hold him, push him, move him, and then fire. There.
I was waiting for the good one, and now I was waiting.
Good. That's how you guys do it.
No, all I gotta do is, I'm gonna change my level and come underneath. I don't need to do anything else. I'm changing my level and doing it up. Yes, 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 yes,
Just make sure you do that before you. You're not ready.
yes, 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 yes.
What do you like, grab it?
More practice. Slow down a little.
Good.
And time, back to the red line. Okay, here's what I'll tell you guys. In a match, in fact, Brady had a good question. The match, Brady said, "Are we supposed to throw that by with our hand?" It's not. Some of us have really clean ducks. In a match, it might not always be that clean. And to stay in stage one, I'm not going to tell you you're wrong. If he's a little tighter on that head, top that elbow. But the whole idea of this, change my levels, to bend my knees, kind of turtle my neck. I'll tell you what, guys, when I do this, there's not a lot of stuff to hold on to on that head throw there, okay? Right there, turtle my neck. That's called turtling your neck, okay? Change my level, turtle my neck, come around behind. But if you still got a little bit of a hold, there's nothing wrong with popping that elbow off, okay? It's not always going to be real clean on this. Okay, stage two. Stage two is he got me down to the mat now, but not on my back. So this is like a halfway head throw. Okay. Now, these are some of the things that I want you guys to understand. I always try to teach you some principles. This is a principle. Okay. We don't want to keep our hips behind a person. Okay. There's most times we don't want to have our hips behind. A couple times that we got head thrown on Saturday, had the person throwing a good head throw, we'd have got launched because our hips were still behind them. Our reaction was slow and our hips were still behind them. We can't have our hips behind them. We got to walk our hips out. So I'm going to have you two guys come back down again. I'm going to have Mason hit a head throw. I want you to take it to the mat, but I want you to come to your knees. I don't want you to go to your back. I want you to go to your knees. Tell me, guys, if you have ever seen a head throw in this situation before. Right there. Go to the mat, Mason. Go to your knees. Have you guys ever seen this situation here? Yeah. So this is like right in between here. Now it's like, okay, who's got the best technique? Who's got the best finishing technique from here? I will tell you this right now. Mason can have average finishing technique, but if Tate continues to keep his hips behind Mason, Mason doesn't have to have the best technique to take him to his back. Okay? So our stage two defense with your left hand, Tate, so with this hand, okay, I want you to post off on his lower back over here. So bring him back here, post off. I want you to push off right there. Now, I want you to walk your hips out to your right, so towards me this way. Walk, push off and push off and walk. Push off and walk. Push off and walk. Oh, now you gonna stay out there? Boom. Come around behind. So what you're gonna do? You have a free hand. Remember, he's got a hand right here. You got a free hand. Okay. Here's what I'm gonna tell you. If your free hand is bent here, you're being generous to him. Okay. If I extend that arm and walk away from his hips, walk out front, I'll be able to pop my head out. Then I come back in behind into top man basics position. Okay? That's what I call stage two. Stage two. Let's just start on the mat here. Go ahead and do it again, Mason. Give him a head throw again. Head and arm. Right there, right there. This is stage 2 right here. We're on our knees, okay? So Tate's gonna post his hand on the back, okay? He's gonna be walking out towards the head, out front, pushing off of that back, create space. Oh, the head comes out. Now come, no. Just come, circle back around behind where you were. Boom, and then come in top man basics. Come in, you're right there. Come in top man basics. Hands right behind right in the armpits there. Okay? So stage 2, we come down to the mat. He hasn't taken me to my back. I'm on my knees, but I know that I got to get my hips out from behind him. So I'm going to circle. I'm going to push off with my free hand. I'm going to circle out front, pop my head up, and then I'm coming back to where I started from, getting the top man basics behind the arms. That make sense? Anybody need to see it again? You sure? Question.
Hopefully you guys pay attention to it. He did an excellent job of when he circled. He wasn't circling on his knees. He popped up on his toes. His butt was high to get a good angle, and that helps pop your head out.
It does.
The other thing, there's certain moves in wrestling, even though we're teaching you technique, it's going to come down to, do you want your head out? And this, when he's cranking it, he's going to hold on for everything he has because he thinks he's going to pin you. This comes down to a fight. You've got to want to get your head out. And it's going to rack your ears. You're not going to feel good sometimes. You want to fight, and you're going to win this fight. You got to know that going into this move.
But I will tell you, help yourself by separating, pushing off. Like I said, if you're here, guys, it's not as good as being here because it's the same thing. Same concept coach is saying. By pushing off and having my arm extended, I'm going to help pull my head out. Coach is right. You guys, there's a couple times in stage 2, I have almost felt like I was going to pass out. He was squeezing so hard, I felt like I was going to pass out. But coach, I didn't want to give that up. So, I don't know if we're going to get to that point, working it here. But I want that guy with the head throw. I want him to, be squeezed pretty hard. We got to know what we're going to need in order to get out of that. Okay. Questions on that? I think, go ahead and start. We'll just start. I want everybody to see it start. Here's where we're starting right here. Go ahead, Ian. He's got his head throw. We're going to start right there, but go to your knees, take it right there. We're going to start right here. And then I don't care who says go. Someone can say go, and boom. Now we're trying to defend the head throw, stage 2. Questions? Ready, 1, 2. Yeah, be a good partner.
Give some resistance.
Don't choke him out.
There you go.
Then inside. Come on, Ben, you don't need your knee for this. Let me get you.
Here we go.
Start with the knees. Post this hand. Post hard.
Go your head.
This one's got a heel tricep. That one's got to be right left.
Oh,
All right, you're right here.
Now go.
Right? Yeah, there you go.
Push the left hand, circle up front. Boom. Come around behind. Behind the arm. Now remember, going to head throw with the right eye. What's his right arm? You got his right arm on the head throw. Push off. Get up on your toes. Push off your hand.
Got a headlock. Grab his arm. Your other arm has got it.
Head out. Boom. Go around behind. There you go. Good.
Post up and walk. Walk this way. There you go. Walk this way. Push hard. Push hard.
There you go. Push. That one. Okay. So left hand. Push off. Hey, fellas, see what we're doing. I didn't say anything about a half Nelson.
Let's go get to the record. Oh, no. You're not starting for that. Listen, I got him in a head throw. I'm down here. I got him down here like this. That's where I'm starting. Hit his head, hit his arm. Okay? Hit his head, hit his arm, hit his arm, hit his head like you just head tossed him. I'm not doing him any justice. Stop. Now, turn your hips down and get up. Off your knees. Circle. No, other way.
Come around back arm behind him. Back arm behind him. Top man basics position.
You guys almost.
Get your arms in behind his.
That's it. Get these arms. Now, hips down and walk. Push.
Walk out, Tate. You're not walking out, Tate. You're not walking out, Tate. Push. Push with your left. Push. Keep coming. Boom, knock them behind. There you go. That's it. Now we're in a circle. Don't you want to circle back around behind where you take to get behind.
Go down. I want you to do it from the stand. Head toss. All the way down.
This arm here, you got close.
All the way down.
I got this one. Close that up. I got your toes.
Now, Sebastian. Post. Hips down. Post on the back and walk towards his head. There you go. Now walk back. Keep working.
And time. Back to the red line. Right, the stage 3 is the worst possible scenario. He took us to his back. Or he took us to our back. So Mason come down, taking the head throw on his back. And I want you to go hips up. This is why I'm going to show you why I don't prefer hips up. Okay? One of the reasons why I don't prefer hips up. So he's got us down now. He's getting ready to score on us. Probably scoring on us. And could pin us here. Okay, and I've seen guys just absolutely lay there with nothing. Okay, and I've seen a lot of guys that way. Okay, here's what we're going to do. Tate is going to circle toward the legs with his left leg. He's going to try to bring it over Mason's top leg. Right, hook Mason's top leg. You're going to lock your hands right there. He's going to pop his hips. We're going to roll back to our right. Boom, come up on top. Now we got top man basics. Now here's the thing, you guys. We might have given up 3. Okay, actually, if he took us down that way, you got 2 for a takedown, 2 or 3 for near fall, but we didn't get pinned. We got it back to a reverse. You know, we're sitting 4-5-2. We're still in the ball game, as opposed to getting our head squeezed off and possibly getting pinned. Okay. This is not obviously the most desirable thing, but keeps us in the ball game. Okay, Mason getting back down on his back again. Head throw. You guys head throw. Right there. Mason's just chilling out there. He's looking up in the stands, looking at his girlfriend, waving at his girlfriend. Tate's gonna come around. Lock. Right there. Look at how his hands are locked around the waist. This is just as important as locking the leg. Okay. Now I'm gonna pop and drive. Boom, turn and come up on top. No, look at Tate says, hey, I'm going to even this baby up in a hurry or I'm going to pin you. You guys, I will tell you this, that I have seen that happen. I've seen guys go from being on their backs in this situation, and so many times that guy on top just chilling, kind of like what Mason was doing there, and the next thing you know, they got reversed, and that guy goes to a turn and pins them. From a coaching standpoint, I'm kind of about that for the guy that was out there. Now, we're going to have to talk about how to get to stage 3 on the head throw. But we had a way to get out of it. We had a plan to get out of it. Everybody see that? Anybody need to see that again? All right, take a quick look here. Look at, so he's on his back. So we got his head throw. He's on his back. Tate's going to lock his hands around the waist, and he's going to keep walking towards Mason's leg. So Tate's top leg is going to hook Mason's top leg. And we got the lock around the waist. Okay? Now we're going to pop and drive, take him back. And now we're on top. We're in top man basics there. Good with that? Ready, 1, 2. So this is stage 3. This is stage 3.
So hips towards him, Rodion. You gotta get in.
Yeah, you got him in the head throw. He's on his back.
Lock your hands. Lock your hands.
Lock around his waist. Lock that top leg. Pop it. Bring him over.
Drive this way. Roll.
Drive with your feet. Bring up that way.
You gotta bring it up like that.
And you know what? Yeah, if he doesn't pull that head out, I jump over.
Just like your gut wrench. Roll. All right. Reset. So you're giving them resistance. Here you go. All right. Smash. You get down. What do you need to do to smash? Put him in the head, bud.
Yeah, that's what I want to see, man. I want to see you put him away.
Okay, now, immediately squeeze those hips in. Yep. Okay. Lock your hands. Roll through your back.
Guys, if you roll that guy through and he hangs onto that head throw, you pin him.
Hey, that's the difference, Rodeo. You gotta get your hips under him too. Your hips are too far out. All right, now it's Rodeo.
How are you guys? This side, go like that. Absolutely. No, that's good. That's good. I think you saw that.
Looks good.
You like this? There you go.
Okay, get this leg.
Lock your hands up. Lock your hands.
Lock your hips.
Hey, you should be locking your hands first as you're trying to lock that leg, okay? So that when you get that leg locked, boom, then you can pop and grind.
All right, that's it. Let him go.
Get it, Mason. Get it, Mason. All the way through. You're looking to put him on his back.
What are you doing? Yep. Okay. And drive. Very cool.
What the hell? Is this how they do it pretty much?
This is called recruiting. I don't know.
You're recruiting? No, mine was productive. I wasn't recruiting. I was
Go.
up. I was
Up. You got it. So you gotta get this heel down. Get this heel down. And as you roll. No. You're still good job. Now bridge.
Is that right? Yes, you. That's one of three. That's one of three. That's only one of three.
Good.
Want me to do it right is this one.
You're on your back.
And time.
I've got a circle there. I've got a circle.
Time. We've got our line. Hey, so here's the deal. Between Coach Murphy and I, we've been to 3 tournaments so far this year. The one thing that we have said each time was that we felt really, really good that we competed well, that we didn't quit, we didn't give up. We thought the effort all 3 tournaments was really, really good. You guys, this is just stuff that kind of helps with that. Nobody likes to be in a head throw. You know, it'd be so easy to give up and quit. But if you have a plan, if you have a way to get out of that stuff, we can reverse that whole situation around. Okay, and so I have 3 different stages. 3 different stages that head throw, is at. We can defend all 3 stages, man. We should have pretty good knowledge of that. Okay, I know that we went through that pretty quickly, but I want to go through a bottom man. And this should be reviewed, but we got to get some bottom man technique in. Here's what I noticed is that the referee's position is, and again, it's not your fault. It's not your fault at all. We haven't worked as much in the referee's position as we have in neutral position. Okay, but we need work in that. I gotta make time for that. Okay, and so as it was very aptly just pointed out to me, if I wouldn't have taken a half hour before, we'd have another half hour of practice time here. Okay, but evidently someone wasn't listening very well because that was really, really good stuff that I was sharing. So here what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through inside, outside, stand up. Inside, outside, stand up. Now, I feel like some of us don't know the difference. If that guy, usually that guy's gonna be on my left-hand side. Okay, so if I'm standing up with my right leg, which is the opposite side that the opponent's on, that's an outside stand-up. Okay, he's on my left-hand side, and if my first motion is with the right leg, that's an outside stand-up. If my first motion is with my left leg, which is the same side he's on, that's an inside stand-up. Okay, and so you need to know that difference. Okay, and for the longest time, I never taught. Years and years, I didn't teach an inside stand-up because too many of us were a little lazy on that, and we set ourselves right up for near side cradle dip. Okay, and then I came across some technique that can help with that, and so I'm going to show that really quickly here. And then without a partner, we can drill inside outside stand-ups for the next 5 minutes. Here's another thing I will tell you guys is what I feel is that when we get up to our feet, I don't feel like we value our hip position enough. I don't feel like we value the width of our feet. I don't feel like we value a staggered stance enough. And then the position of our hips. Okay, and those things will help keep me on my feet. Those are things that will all help keep me on my feet. The higher my hips are, the closer my feet are together, the less staggered my stance is, the easier it is for them to take me back down. Does that make sense? This stance right here is not as strong as this stance right here. Does that make sense? Man, I hope so. If it doesn't, we got to go back to square one. Okay. So if I'm doing an outside stand-up, he's on my left-hand side here. A couple things I do right off the bat. I'm going to start off with my good stance here. Okay. A couple things I do right off the bat. I'm going to do about 4 things here. Okay. I'm going to pop up right here. So my inside arm comes in. Okay. I'm protecting hand control here. Okay. I'm going to obviously post my foot, my outside foot. Post my outside foot to the mat. My head and shoulders go back. Okay. And then my far hand is going to come to the waist hand. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4 things at once. That's off the whistle. And if I don't do that quickly, if I don't really do that with some purpose off the whistle, how can I think I'm going to be successful? I feel like if that guy is worth anything at all, he's driving me forward. And if I don't get my head and shoulders back, I'm going to be in a tough way. He puts all this pressure, all my pressure on my hands, I'm going to be in a tough way. Okay, so I'm here. First motion is here. Okay, and then I'm going to drive back into him. So I'm going to come up to my trail leg here by driving back into him here. This is where I get this wide base. Okay, this is where I get this good base. Then I'm looking for hand control. I can tell you this also. I think that, and I haven't talked about this nearly enough in the referee's position, but we need to value hand control. I tell everybody, hand control in all 3 positions, neutral position, top man position, bottom man position, is critical. You need to understand you need to win the hand control. And I don't feel like we value hand control nearly enough. We got to get hand control. Get those hands out of the way. If I think that I'm going to do the Superman thing and rip apart here, I'm nuts. That's not going to happen. I got to push them down. I got to make them long. I got to make them weak. Okay? Remember we talked about that knife edge here? I got the hand on the knife edge here. They get the hands, separate them. Okay? And then I always like to step my trail leg back through and face it. When I do that, I'm in a good stance, I'm ready to go, and I should go right back in for my attack. Okay, that is an outside stand-up. That's outside stand-up technique. Again, real quickly. Right here on the whistle. Boom, right here. Okay, next thing, drive it back. Get in hand control. Separate the hands, nice and wide. Turn the leg, turn back through, turn and face. In a good position. Does that look familiar?
Yes.
Let's hit. We're going to say that our opponent is on the left-hand side, so they're all on the same page. We're going to hit an outside stand-up. Okay, so we're going to stand up first with our right leg, correct? Okay. And let's finish that. Let's have everybody hit about 5 of those on their own. Ready? 1, 2. Get space on the mat. Take your time to do it right. Focus on what you're doing here. Focus on what you're doing. Yep, by yourself, by yourself, by yourself. Get nice and wide. Bend those knees. Your trail leg comes through.
Outside, then inside.
Turn and face. Turn and face. Yeah, here we go. We can go wider with our base. Wider with our base. You guys, you gotta be wider with our base.
No, right here, you're doing what you're doing.
So I'm here, right? Except right here, you did this. I would like to see you do this. So it's called like cutting back through. It's cutting back through. Okay. Instead of stepping your front leg around, step your back leg through. Yeah. Nice and wide, nice and wide. Shoulders back. See, hey, tape. Now, see, that's another thing that you're doing. You're instead of I'm cutting my back leg through, and you're taking your front leg and taking that.
No, just the outside spot.
Yeah, now you're ready.
Nice and wide. Make sure you get your head and chest back. Head and shoulders are back. Pressure back into him. Nice and wide with your base. Once you get your 5, go ahead and get back to the red line, please.
Yeah, listen up.
Okay, so I told you guys on my near side stand up, I didn't teach that because a lot of times we're really lazy with that. We don't bring our head and shoulders back, our heads close to our knee. Here's something that we can do to make this a little bit more effective. So when I'm doing my outside stand up, I'm right here, okay, posted right here, and then head and shoulders come back, okay. When I do my inside stand up, instead of just doing this, that's really bad, right? You guys see an inside cradle waiting to happen? You better, okay? So instead of doing that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to step out at an angle here. I'm going to step away from him. So I'm going to go here. Okay, so now I clear. Now everything else is the same, except this is my lead leg. Okay? But I'm going to go head and shoulders back. I go tight in here. Okay, I'm going waist hand here. I pivot up here. Now this is my lead leg here. I'm driving back. So if I do the same thing I did with my outside stand up, this leg comes through and I turn and face. Okay? The difference is I went at an angle and separated this as opposed to standing straight up and getting that possible near side cradle there. Does that make sense? You guys know your angles very well? You know, this is a 90-degree angle, right? If I cut that in half, what's that? So I'm thinking that you're going at a 45, you're stepping at a 45-degree angle here. Okay? I'm here. I'm doing my inside stand-up. I'm going right here. And then all I got to do here is pivot and drive back. Right here. Boom, separate. Turn leg back through. Turn and face. Does that make sense? This is the last thing we're doing. Let's hit 3 of these, and then we'll be done. Ready, 1, 2. By yourself. By yourself. 45-degree angle. Remember now, that leg that you stepped up with is your lead leg, so your trail leg's the one's going to step back through. Yeah, no partners, no partners. Near side hand in here tight. Remember, step at an angle. Step away at an angle. Don't change your lead foot though. The foot that you step with is your lead foot now. I know. Don't change it. 3. Doing 3. When you get 3 in, you can start walking. When you get 3 in, you can start walking.
But remember, we just stepped up. We practiced this one here.
Slightly different.
That'll do is give you a wider
Yeah.
So if I'm on this side,
You didn't step at an angle. Yeah, left foot should step towards me. I was looking right at you. I got to step towards me. You didn't step towards me. You stepped straight out. I still didn't go. Push that training.
You know what? Pivot or step?
I'm gonna pivot with my trail leg. Yes, yes. Get him? All right, hey, come in. Listen now. I know that we went through some stuff kind of quickly here. You know, what Coach Murphy has planned. I don't know what he has planned to do. And we didn't really talk about what our plans were. Next week I will come back and I will hit some of this stuff as well again.
We're doing all this one.
Okay, we'll review it on Friday, Seth, and then and I again, Coach and I talked about this earlier today, but you guys got to open yourselves up. Open yourselves up to stuff. Okay, the same old stuff isn't always going to work. We got to add stuff to our toolbox. We always call that a toolbox. Got to add stuff to our toolbox. That's what we come on the mat with, is our toolbox. You guys don't realize that. Every one of you guys is carrying a toolbox. Some of our toolboxes are more full than others. We want a full toolbox, a lot of different things that we can do. That's what this is for, okay? Good work tonight. Do you have what's our word, perseverance?
Perseverance, baby.
Perseverance. Now, here's where we're at now. Here's where I'm going to just give you a little plug of perseverance. You know, when we get into competition, grind a little bit and stuff like that, stuff doesn't always go our way and stuff like that. That's where perseverance comes in, man. We don't give up. We don't quit. We don't stop. We come back to practice. We keep focusing. We keep thinking about getting better. That's what perseverance is. That's who we are, right? Perseverance on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Perseverance! No! That's not fair. The only way you can go forward is if you take the rest of it.
Yeah, I saw. Yeah, I covered his mom last night.
At this point, this feels like the last one.
It's clap. But if you watch it, it's just like slow. It's kind of yeah, so I come.
You guys shoot the one.
It wasn't like.
You guys.
Nice. I'm good.
I'll take it.
Hey, Adrian.
I know.
When I was 12 years old, I had a friendship.
Hey.
We have family and that's that we're going with. I don't have like
Florida, huh? Really,
we
dude?
have like.
I said he can't go unless he takes Coach with him.
You have to take me with you.
That's what he said.
Coach Murphy, Coach Murphy.
They're the painful.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's right.
Last week, we all just went to
Two ways you can address it.
To be honest, I've already been there. Wait.
Yes.
Well, Pennsylvania's the best.
Oh, they have live up. Did you say that because the antlers on whatever? You said you should the antlers?
No, it's because I've.
Well, talk to your dad about that.
Tyler.
Crazy.
That's where I was. No,
Tyler. Also, Tyler, have you gone hunting lately? No. You go hunting?
where are you going?
Fishing? Yeah. What's your biggest bass? Or do you not fish for bass? Me and my dad, we were out at night, my mom forgot. Of course she did. I catch a lot of sunfish. Oh yeah, on that. Those things are pretty fun to catch. Me and my friend caught 100 bluegill. We were up to like 12 o'clock at night fishing.
All right, so did we work this out? 10 o'clock? 10 o'clock?
Pennsylvania's better.
Pennsylvania.
Ain't no big deal for me. Sunday.
Let me see what we got here. I looked in that box, I came in, we were like.
25.
Did you already sign up for North?
I already did. You guys are registered. You guys are doing it.
Sunday.
Sunday the 28th.
I just like good better. I just
Yeah, we need the Sunday.
Thanks, Coach.
27th.
Yeah, good job, Tyler. I'll see you.
You do.
Now it's all,
So,
all blurred together.
Yeah, even 10 per week, every day.
Max.
Just
Hey, Max.
wake up.
Everything in all the way back.
here, you want me to put your stuff on the back? Thanks, Coach.
Right here. Things would be better.
Wait, I think you can put those
Easier to
pictures.
do something.
Max, come here, let me see, we're trying to figure out what size single.
Yeah. Consistency is the key to champion.
A while.
Yes. Easter time. She probably thinks that it's the 8:30 time.
Yeah, no, I would
The
rather,
other
I
practice
want
was
to
eight.
error.
It's very confusing right now for parents. So I promise you, your mom's gonna just get you.
Oh, and
This Coach Murphy has like the black, so he gives you like the black ones.
We appreciate you.
The black one that you wore last
We're all in
time.
this.
Oh, a singlet? Oh. Did we bring the singlets back?
Yeah. I got my black one.
Yes.
We brought them back and I turned them back.
Yeah, I have mine still in my.
You have it at the house or you brought it back here?
No, he has it on this.
Okay, then that's what you guys are gonna wear. There's not, I was worried that we brought it back here, so we need to get them.
I just think it's better to wear the
I agree. That's the statement is referred to as uniformity. But it's okay. No, let's get another tournament. Let's not be worried about just the single. We're excited to get another tournament. You guys will have something to show you today. Yeah, I'm just gonna get a nice shot. Coach, we're gonna take off. See you.
All right, see you tomorrow?
Yeah, we'll be here
All
tomorrow.
right, good job, boys. Good work.
So here's what I'm gonna tell you. And that's really funny, and that's really good. But the insurance, out from head to hand, but that's not true. Because even if you notice this guy's feet are together, you know, if I'm gonna hit a leg attack, we're still gonna start with the setup. still gotta be a setup, so it's still gonna be set up at that finish. So that will never change.
And I'll have extra
This
bags.
is exactly what I want you to observe. What is your bag?
I know. Do I need a bag? I have one for life.
And then we attack.
Yeah, that's for school.
So while you're you're talking about you're expanding off, and you're going, look, it's not different because it's always going to be set, and we're going to set up.
And now he doesn't have to use it alone when you harass him.
And then if we hit a late back because he's because
That was such a pain, but
I'm checking head and hands, but then I'm checking his leg position.
because he was bugging.
He's got a staggered stance, and if his lead leg being triggered, then I'm going to look at that.
And
Or
then
if his feet are together, I'm gonna look at maybe hitting them both. But it's still gonna start with, setup for head and hands. It'll always start there. It always will start there.
I know.
But
I don't know. I wake up in the morning.
That's
and
what that's exactly what
Sir,
we do now.
order please, sir.
The
Order
next
for
part
me,
of
sir.
that
I'm
is.
just listening to Abdul. Chill out, man. I'm trying to sleep here.
You see that? And I
Good,
thought
man.
you did a better job. I was proud of you.
I feel it.
I thought you did a better job at that on Saturday.
So you guys will be gone for the rest of this week.
I was telling Coach, I just,
Back to the grind.
we're talking about you today. And I
Start
told him,
hitting
I said,
hard.
I know he knows what to do. But I have seen, up until Saturday, I have seen a lot of hesitation. And so like hesitation for me just comes from not being quite.
They were going out here to trainer Iowa.
Yes.
Yeah,
You know,
it's not, it's like.
No way you're finding out.
And that'd be a good one because it's like.
Hit it hard, hit it like you commit to it. When you do that,
I mean, there might be
You're
something
successful.
different. I mean, Glenn was.
but here's the thing.
Yeah.
So as you get higher level, your first attack may not get it, but then that's why we always learn a plan A, a plan B, a plan C, a plan D. There's some techniques that I have, 5, 6 steps.
But there are a lot of.
This happens, this we do, this happens, this we do, this happens, this we do. And we just keep
Yeah, we
working.
got the whole schedule. Trainer.
So right now, you might be successful in getting your first attack. And as you get older, what we might have to start thinking, okay, so, if we get our first attack, we don't get it.
Yeah, I put
This
that on
way,
there.
this is how we counter. You're smart. You can use that. That's good stuff, though. I want you to share that kind of stuff that you're thinking with me, because then as I watch you wrestle out there,
Man.
it sure helps me to get to know you as a wrestler. When I'm in your corner, at that time, that's what's going on. Often, man, I want to learn about you as a person, but on your mat, I want to learn about you as a wrestler. Our whole goal is to make you the best wrestler you can be.
I just got one.
And
there was like 5 hours of study.
This is what I like. This is what I
And
like.
he's got
You
everything.
let me know as you continue to develop your thoughts and something like that. Give me a second to look what you're thinking. Then I'll be able to see too. All right, you're a good man. I'll tell you what, I enjoyed meeting your dad too. And it's really good having your dad around there and stuff like that. I always tell that he really used to be successful. Yeah. All right.
Supposed to be in 7th grade and he was in
Back when that wasn't the thing to do, like, you did it the real way.
Why?
Just like him. He just would grab you.
Cradle.
You go to shoot on, like, that's a good memory. You remember that. That's good. Dad's got everyone that's ever beat you on that. He's got a chart of them in the garage probably. Huh?
What just remember myself seeing walking?
Yeah.
I got that. I go like this.
That was Athos.
And what happened from there?
I also like he did something wrong and I almost ended like a turn. He didn't.
Yeah, it'll be fun getting back out there. He was throwing, they're doing head and arm. I think what you're doing, man, is you kind of step it like you're tripping more. And that's what you need to do on this one. You're just going here. Because there is one where you can do that. This one was just a. Because when you do that, I broke a teammates playing in college doing that. It's definitely did that. ankle got caught in the mat. Right over my leg.
Broke somebody's leg?
I did, Rylan. Let that be a lesson to you. Mm-hmm. That's right. Better watch yourself. One of these kids. It was an accident.
You said your buddy in college.
You get your shoes.
Well, it was still an accident. I was wrestling my buddy. It was during wrestling practice. All right, let me go email that guy and try to pull some strings. You better. No, maybe. We might have to go that route. He'll get him out here. That's a good idea, actually.
Well, he just called you yesterday.
I mean, it might disintegrate when you watch
I
it.
with hunting season.
They might
I lost
disintegrate when
all-
you watch
And I was like,
Got a little smell to it.
well, the only thing I remembered was you sent out that email today for that Zen app or whatever.
Uh-huh.
So I got on there and I was like,